This is a tutorial on creating a Google Drive folder for each person on a list. For example, all in one go, you could make one folder for each teacher on your staff. I'm starting from a tool provided by Alice Keeler on her Teacher Tech blog. She has a resource that she says is to create a Google Drive folder for each student, but you can very easily use this same technique to create a folder for each of your faculty members. Now, she has a template. If you click on this template link, you are going to be asked to copy a Google Sheet, make a copy. I have already done this and I have renamed it one folder for each name on a list. And I simply copied and pasted names and email addresses. So you could get a list of the names and email addresses for your faculty and just copy and paste it into this spreadsheet. You need not do very much complicated to manipulate this spreadsheet, so don't worry about that. So I'm going to go to add-ons, and I have already installed this one time, but the first time you click on Folder Maker and Start, it's actually going to ask you for authorization to use this add-on, and it's going to say it's not recognized by Google. Don't worry about it. Alice Keeler is a pretty safe source. So then you have this Folder Maker tool off on the right. I'm not going to read it to you because she's better at writing scripts than she is proofreading for punctuation and grammar, but it's so easy to use. You just click Make Folders, this little button right here. So I'm going to click this. So it says, what do you want to name the teacher folder? Student folders will go inside this folder. For your purposes as an administrator, you have to rethink this. What do you want to name the administrator folder? Teacher folders will go inside this folder. So let's call it faculty 1819. Okay, so I'm going to click there. And then student folder name. Each folder will have the teacher's name, where it says student here, just substitute teacher. It will have the teacher's name, and then it will also have this text that you include now. So we might just call it 1819. Okay. Then I'm going to click OK. Now, it does take a little bit of time to add all of these folders. Do something else for a minute. You don't have to babysit it. So you can see that it's adding them one at a time. While it's doing that, I'm going to go back to Alice Keeler's blog here. And she suggests down at the bottom that you use this spreadsheet list as an easy way to access each student's folder. I just think that's absurd, and it's extra work which doesn't help anything. So I would recommend not doing that. All right, so we're going back now to the spreadsheet, which is populating. And I think it might have stopped while we went over to the other page, but that's all right. It'll take a minute. So it's making a folder name for each one of these individuals. So this is a folder name, this is a folder name, and then it's showing us links to where the folder is. But don't worry about that. As soon as we're done, which is with the next one here, I'm going to click on this link, and it's a link to show the Google Drive folder where you have saved everything. Does take a little bit of time sometimes, but it's better than retyping every single name, isn't it? Okay, so it has all of the folders. I actually prefer it in this format, so I'm going to do that. My Drive, and then I have a folder called Faculty 1819, which is what I set up. And then within this, there's a folder for each one of our faculty members. Now, you can tell it's shared with somebody because there's a little icon with a person inside the folder. And each one of these folders is owned by you, the creator of it, and then the person whose email you used has permission to edit it. Okay, so I now have some tips. I'm going to go over here. What you want to do is create the individual folders first so that each teacher can only view his or her own files. So do just what we've done. Then you're going to want to set sharing settings so that other administrators and department heads can view. Perhaps you want to create team or department subfolders to further organize the teacher folders. And then you could ask teachers who submit lesson plans electronically to create a subfolder for lesson plans into their individual folders. So again, that's for teachers who choose to do that. This is a good way to organize it. You could ask them to make a folder inside this folder you have created and save all of their lesson plans there. You could use it for other purposes as well. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you.